What did they set for us? 50. Yeah, that's fair. Should be good. And first place. Oh, I'm on. Nice. Oh, are we ready to start then? Just making sure. Okay, so when I hit game start, that's when the timer begins. Ready? So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! So yeah, welcome everybody to I Wanna Afflict the Mashikaku. This is an I Wanna Be the Guy fan game. This is stage 1. You can see there are 3 coloured blocks on screen. Red ones kill you, green ones are safe, and blue ones restore your double jump and act like water. So they make you fall slowly, and yeah, you can jump in between them. Also, I can forget to shoot the button again. Whenever you shoot the button, the colours change from one to the other. So green changes to red, red changes to blue, blue changes to green, so on and so forth. And now that I've said that, I think it's actually blue to red, and so on. I just remember the route, that's the important part. Doesn't matter what the order is, as long as you know where you're supposed to go and how many times you shoot the button. That's what you need. So yeah, just go around all these squares and eventually get to the end. And that's stage 1. So I'll just refrain from talking for about half an hour. Yeah, funnily enough, you don't actually need to shoot any of the buttons on this save. Pretty good. Good design. This game's generally considered one of the easier I Wanna Be the Guy fan games. Not the easiest, but like if you're looking for a place to start, this one I think is pretty fun. Personally. Alright, 1, 2, there. And there are a couple of skips in the first stage. On the second screen you saw me skip a save. On this one you can just go straight up here. Don't have to deal with most of the screen. It's pretty useful. Time that again, and unfortunately no skips on this, so you just got to play it really slow and wait. Which is really annoying at the start, because if you mess it up, then yeah, having to wait the whole cycle is kind of a pain. Alright, and then we get to boss 1, which is actually the hardest boss in the whole of the run. First things first, he goes in one of 4 directions at the start. We want him going down, just so we can start shooting him. It also means we can do something dumb of shooting him twice here. So as you can see, whenever you shoot the boss, he changes the colour of all the blocks for the platforms and what you're standing on. So obviously you want to try to shoot all these green ones around here so that you can stand on something solid that isn't water. Okay. Also, if you touch the blocks, they kill you. Because of course they do. They always kill you. Ooh, that was pretty good if I can make it to the end. Come on. Please. Yes! First try. Ah, thank God. That was actually the boss I was the most worried about. Practice that was going quite poorly, honestly. So, yeah. Whew, that's the nerves that I can get out of the way. So, welcome to stage 2. This is an ice stage, as you can see. There's a couple of traps in it, but for the most part, it's fine. There's like 2 total, I think. The ice works that you move slowly when you start moving, and you move at full speed when you have full speed, so you just jump before you start moving, and then when you hit the ice, you keep your full speed. It's actually pretty alright ice, honestly, as far as ice goes. Come on, get up there. Thank you. I really was nervous about that first boss. That guy can be a pain in the ass sometimes. So yeah, my best time in this is 42 minutes, which is my second run, funnily enough. It is also a world record, because there are 3 people that run this. And by run, I mean they've played it once or twice. Anyway, welcome to a multiple boss section. These are all bosses taken from another game that this guy made. This guy is the ice square. Whenever he hits the ground, he spawns those fruits. After about half health, he starts spawning these fruit, which are really, really annoying. The fruit spinning around him actually stop your bullets. Oof, so you try your best not to hit them, but for the most part you just focus on dodging the fruit being targeted at you. You can actually get 4 hits on this guy in one cycle, but it's really, really hard, and you're basically not getting it when there's the fruit on the screen as well. Ah, wonderful, he's went to the left. There's the items over there. Alright, fish. He spawns bubbles in front of him. After a certain amount of health, bubbles start spawning from the floor. After a certain more health, he starts spawning bubbles from the left-hand side. After a certain more health, he starts spawning more fish that charge at you, because apparently this fish can call more fish, because why not? Also, if you have a problem with MS Paint, well, this may not be the game for you. This is made by one guy, I believe. The music's not original, because most I Want to Be the Guy fan games are like. But most of the artwork I think is actually in this one. It's pretty cool. Oh, I was a hit off. Well, whatever, still first try, cool. Alright, 2 down. Now we get to the cloud boss. He spawns clouds. Go figure. Every 2 bounces back and forth about, a little over that, but still, yeah, he spawns these 6 targets here. It is very important that you hit all the targets. 1, because they spawn a fruit that does damage to the boss, and 2, because if you don't shoot the target, it spawns a blue fruit that will heal the boss, and also spawn a green fruit on the screen, making it harder to avoid everything. So yeah, you especially don't want to miss targets in this. It's about 5 cycles, I believe. You just have to be a little... Ah! Darn, shame. I was gonna say a little careful and then I jumped a bit too low. Oh well, that happens. Damn, been a while since I died to this guy. Ah well. And then you want to be on the right side for the end because that's where the item is, and you have to pick the items up before the wolf spawns. So, yeah. And we'll go into boss 4. And apparently I'll miss all the damage. Yeesh. Ah, really? Damn. No. Don't want to miss more, thank you. Now this is going to make things interesting for me at least. Yeah, long... Wait, what? How did I miss one there? Welcome to Trainwreck %, where apparently I miss every target on the cloud boss. Huh. Even though it was only 2. Close enough. So yeah, you're already starting to see... Really? Dude! The RNG? This has never happened before. Ah. Actually, it hasn't though. I haven't died to this boss in a very long time. Twice. Okay, fair enough. Fine. Breathe. Oh yeah, it spawns 2 green, not 1. That was it. It's been so long, I couldn't remember how many green fruits spawned. Well, thankfully we had a really good boss 1, so this should be fine for coming underestimate still. It's not Camellia. I've never played Camellia 3. I don't care to play that soon. No. Quit asking about that one. That's a very different game. Ah, see you, clouds. There we go. Alright, and normally he would be dead at this point, but unfortunately because I missed that hit, gotta shoot a couple more. There we go. And that's the item. Okay, a little bit of that time. Cool. Performance anxiety. I guess so, yeah. And then welcome to boss 4 of this section. It's a fairy. The bosses this game... the game these bosses were taken from was called I Want to See the Cherry Blossom. It was about changing the seasons to spring or something, and then pink flowers and stuff spawned everywhere. Thankfully, the pink flowers don't actually kill you. The notes, however, do. And so do the giant objects that spawn when this guy gets to low HP. This is also the only boss with an actual second phase in this section, but thankfully it does give you an auto-save, so it's not too bad. Otherwise it would be a bit of a problem. The second phase is pretty first tryable as well, but yeah. It's always nice having a save. This phase can cut it a little close sometimes. That's for sure. Always puts me a little bit on edge. Jeez, that was a little close for comfort. Okay. And then you get this Toho avoidance phase, yeah. 90 seconds, you can see in the top right. No shooting needed. All I do is just go in a loop, and it's fine. The hard part is just remembering which attacks are coming next. Yeah. I do have one friend that played this game that really struggled with trying to read where the bullets were, just because of all the stuff going on in the background. So thankfully, I personally don't have too much issue with that. Right, some bullets on the walls, and more bullets on the walls, and then we hug the floor for a little bit. I think I'll still try and calm down after boss 1. I was really worried that guy was going to take longer than a couple of minutes. He can vary between like 2 minutes and 10 minutes, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, you just read the bullets. And then for the final attack, she sprays the bullets out from her instead of sucking them in. And we want to try to stay on the right hand side for this, because fairy item that we have to pick up spawns on the far right side. Which means that the portal spawns faster. So, yeah. And please don't bore me at the end of this, that would be a bad time. There we go, thank you. The item, that's not the best RNG, but sure. We dealt with it. Dealt with that pretty reasonably. And that's the ice stage sorted. Cool. Welcome to part 3. This is literally just one screen, then another boss again. So, yeah. The Japanese characters there spell out the word mashikaku, which is the name of the game. Whoa! A lot of people don't realize they don't actually kill you the first time, myself included. So you're just trying to set them up to avoid them, and then eventually you touch one of them, you realize that you're just wasting your time. It's great. This save is definitely the hardest on the screen now. It's kind of annoying. Just the first jump and the last jump can be a real problem. Okay, you're good. Yeah. And there we go. Okay, should be good now. And then we get into the boss, which is a bit of an in-joke in our community as well. So there's a game series called Dodonpachi, and one of the big characters in that series is called the Colonel. And one guy made a Colonel fight, so it had Dodonpachi music and the Colonel sprite in the middle of the screen. And this guy is kind of a joke on that. So it's a blue square in the middle of the screen instead of the Colonel, and it's got the Dodonpachi music playing. This song's kind of overused, but it's pretty funny in this case for me. Outside of our community, it's probably just a thing. It doesn't really make so much sense as a joke, but that's fine. So yeah, this guy has RNG bullets at the start, which leads into an infinite jump pattern thing, which isn't too bad to deal with. And then finishes off with some health. And then we hit a walk and get the credits. So I'd say this run's going pretty decent so far. I think I should be able to come on the rest of it. A little worried I might cut it close because of how boss 1 goes, but I think it's going okay. So yeah, should be alright. Oh, this pattern part can really screw with people, so I do have to be a little aware of it still, just in case. There you go, wait for that square there. And now just bullets all over the screen. Why are they fruit? Why wouldn't they be fruit? It's always fruit. Just make sure I don't die at the end of this. Alright. That seemed pretty good. And time. Okay, cool. Whew. There we go. Man, I was nervous. Should be a little underestimate, I think, but I think I was pretty close, actually. That should be pretty close to estimate. That's pretty good. So yeah, that's how I want to afflict the mashikaku. That's the 3 stages. Cool. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, so that was that's that game, and I guess I'll see you next time. So, yeah. I'm glad I first tried most of the bosses there, that was pretty good. The cloud was surprisingly the only one that caused me trouble. Yeah, there's quite a lot of these games that exist, but I'd say it's pretty cool. This one's pretty good. If people want to play it, then go for it. Oh, I like this part, this one's cool. I find this line funny. Alright, now to continue. So yeah, welcome to the next part. This is next time. So that's the fake credit sequence. Hope you enjoyed. It's pretty good. Thanks for playing. It's pretty cool. And this is the Bad Apple stage. I told the guys to keep the timer running, so yeah. This is basically, it's got two screens. You shoot the red button, it changes between black and white. You shoot the blue button, and it changes the gravity. And it's also the long part of the game, so this is where most of the time is going to come from. This stage and the next one. But yeah, this sort of a section is kind of infamous in our community. Or famous, depending on how you look at it, because there was a really popular old fan game that had this black and white style and used the Bad Apple music. And it's also really good music, so that helps a lot too. I'm also going to do a bit of a save skip here by just shooting this button. So there's a save over there on the black background screen. And if you go upside down at the right time, you can go and get that save, or you can just shoot the right buttons and skip straight past it. Then carry on with the game. I'm glad people enjoyed that little troll there. Like I'd really underestimate by 40 minutes, please. So yeah, the main issue with this stage is really just trying to remember the way to go around, because it's a little bit of a maze. Like this section here, there's quite a few buttons to shoot. You just have to know which ones are good, which ones aren't. Trying to watch is probably a bit confusing, I realise, because there's so many screen flips going on. But when you're actually playing, it's not too bad. Please save over the side, please. Alright, now for a mini-boss. Come on. This guy just shoots through to random places, so it's the same time he shoots them, but the direction's always random, so you just have to pay attention. Come on. There we go, and mini-boss 2. Now we're shooting bullets upwards, because of course we are, I guess. This section actually catches people off guard a little bit, because you never expect to shoot upwards. Because this is the only time you shoot upwards in pretty much any fan game, really. Close. Make sure to stay on the edge, just in case, otherwise you can shoot that button and fall down, and carry on round for mini-boss 3. And this boss actually shoots fruit in a pattern formation, so you can actually predict this one. I don't really have a consistent strat exactly, I just kind of hope. Like, I know when to jump, but I don't know when I'm going to hit, because shooting targets is hard, apparently. Alright, and now that we've done all that, we can actually go back to where we started. Because the whole reason for all of those screens was solely to get gravity flip, so that we'd be upside down and could carry on. So yeah, this is where the start of the screen was. And then you just have to try to not mess up on the last section, which has happened before. There we go. Thankfully, when you shoot the buttons, you can't actually get stuck on the walls, because he stops you from shooting from too close. Go, save, now on to the left. I quite like this section, because it's actually just straight up platforming. It's just a straight line, but whenever you shoot a button, it's quite satisfying. So it feels like you're making, like, some sort of progress, even though it's really just a straight line. Going all the way around the screen. And there we go. Alright, final mini-boss. This guy. This one's kind of awkward to read, because the fruit bounced backwards. And I always kind of have a little bit of trouble with this guy. No matter how many times I try to figure out the routes. Not too bad. First try. Sweet. That's pretty good. And there's a boss on the same spot there. Generally, I'm tempted to just spam shoot it a few times and vary between both the white and the black, but for the sake of your eyes, I won't, out of the kindness of my heart. I won't spam shoot the button. It's a shame, I really do enjoy spam shooting that button as well, but oh well. So yeah, to repeat for those that aren't quite sure what's going on, basically this stage has two areas in a sense. It's got the white background and the black background. Whenever you shoot a button, you'll change between the two, so you kind of have to try to remember what the spikes are between the two. At least in some cases. But whenever you shoot the blue one, you change background and also flip gravity. Yeah, make sure I don't run into a spike there. That one catches people off guard sometimes. There we go. And that's that stage. Alright. That's the hype music done. On to Area 4. I hope you like water segments. So if you don't, we may have a bit of a problem here. So yeah, this is a water area. The general gist of water is that you have infinite jump and you fall slowly. Because that's what you do in water, right? That's how water works. It just makes sense. So yeah. This is just the... Nice. Right to the end, damn it. Hate when I die there. Gotta wait to cycle on this now. There we go. So yeah, this is just one screen, this section here, but then we get into the main part of what the water is, which is a gigantic maze. So, when we were first running this game, we were a little worried that this maze would actually be a problem. Me and a friend of mine trying to set up the route. But it actually turns out that this section isn't actually that bad. You pretty much just do a giant circle. This area is kind of love it or hate it as well for people. Like, I personally really enjoyed it because I like figuring out where the water was, the maze was, how it worked. A lot of people aren't a fan because trying to figure out where the hell everything is. Just fair enough. So yeah, you start for that grey key there, and then you go to the top left, and then you go anti-clockwise. Wait for the fruit. Get this key. So yeah, the aim of this water maze is to try to pick up the 8 blue coins, which will spawn a warp that lets you exit the stage. But some of the blue coins are hidden behind locked doors, hence why you need the keys. There are also quite a few sections that you just reset for cycles because of the fish and the fruit there. In the UK, we call it root. So, welcome to language differences. Yeah, the main problem with this section is actually just trying to not die to basically everything, because they're very long saves. So every death really can cost a lot of time on this. It's not especially difficult, it's just long. So yeah. Ooh, bit close. Okay. So yeah, I do have to be a bit careful on some of these, just to make sure I don't run into something silly. Reset again for the fish cycle. So yeah, we started in the top left, and now we just make our way around the screen. Ah, damn, it's all late. You had to go pretty fast on that one. You gotta try to jump and then bonk against the ceiling a few times, but I guess I was a little too slow on that. Ah, that was just me running into a spike. The downside of trying to run a game like this is that when you die a couple of times, you kind of rush. Like, you want to get to the next part faster, so you rush a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to play it safe there. Cool. Fall down, wait for the fish down here, wait for the fruit, big jump, cool, and carry on now. You probably could make it in front of that one, but sometimes it's not worth the risk. There we go. This cycle is actually pretty cool. It's really satisfying. You reset and you just fall like the whole time. Go around, go through, and then you gotta do one jump there. But still, like being able to fall that far without pressing anything is really, really satisfying. We say chips. Chips and crisps. Alright, save, reset for the fish cycle up here, and carrying on round in the circle. Hello, fish. Good, that section can be a problem sometimes. Running into things I'm not realising. Probably shouldn't have reset there, but oh well. Alright, and this is again one of the long saves. Obviously, if you weren't doing a speed run, you're just doing a casual run, you could just go back and save after every coin, but as you can probably tell, falling in this game, in this area, is pretty slow, so we want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So also why we try to skip as many saves as we can, but not too many, because of course we don't want to risk dying once and losing all of the progress, because that tends to end poorly. There we go, cool. Alright, So yeah, make our way back, pick up the last key, which is a yellow one. Deal with another fruit cycle. Hey, nice, good. And then we go to the last section. So yeah, not too bad on this stage, honestly. One death on that save in the top left, but other than that, it's pretty good so far. Could have been much worse. Alright, let's see what cycle these fish are on, because they can vary a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just had to wait for that fast one there. I'm never quite sure whether the fast one's going to come immediately or it's going to be a little on the late side. One last reset. Fair enough. That wasn't too bad, at least. And then we head over to the last section. There is a save that we could get after this save that we're going to pick up again, but it's not too necessary, because the last little platforming part after we get out of here is pretty reasonable. Yeah, a couple of small deaths here and there, but for the most part I'd say that's pretty good. There we go. There will be one reset at the end after I fight the mini-boss in this section, but then we'll just pick up the last key and head over to the warp. Yeah, don't need to fall down there for that save again, because that's really, really slow. It's a pretty chill area, this one, honestly. It's not the fastest one, obviously, because falling is slow and it's a pretty big area, but still. So yeah, these bosses, this mini-boss, the left fruit for some reason has 10 health, where the right one has 13. I don't know why that is, but it is. So you're pretty much guaranteed to kill the left one before the right one. It doesn't matter too much if you miss damage on the left one because of that, as long as you just don't miss damage on the right. There we go. Finally get through, pick up the 7th coin. And then we head over to the last save in this section. Reset. You probably could just go for it in this section, but resetting just helps with the fish cycles. So, do that, and then we have to press that into there. There. Because when you pick up the last coin, a pop-up comes up. In Japanese, unfortunately, so I can't actually understand it, but it basically just says that a warp's appeared to let you know you can go to the end now. There we go. Yeah, this stage isn't the best in terms of, like, graphics. But that's fine. Not everything needs to be fancy looking. Alright. Welcome to Reimu. You've got 3 health, as you can see in the bottom left. Which is rare for most I Want to Be the Guy fan games, but it's nice. There's right, left, right. Yeah, left, right, left. Okay. This is an avoidance section, so it's pretty much just 2 minutes of dodging things. Hopefully the sound balance is okay. This is, after all, a fan-made game for something, so sound balance isn't always the highest priority. There we go, good. This last line's a little longer, so you have to make sure you're on the right for that. This is also an I Want to Be the Guy fan game. That would be why it looks similar, I guess. The kid's different, but still. Alright. I can't tell you where some of these projectiles are from, or why they were chosen, but they are what they are. So you pretty much just like read things and dodge. If you can keep at least 1 extra hit, so you only take 1 out of the 3, you can actually do a bit of a fast strat and just run through Reimu at the end. because the exit to the stage is on the right hand side, but touching Reimu also hurts you. This thing is such a troll, this part. There we go. Just had to pay attention to the timing on the music there. Alright. Second last attack, which builds up slowly, and then we'll just get some red cards from the side, and then we'll be done. So yeah, there's still ones here are targeted, so I'm just trying to keep them in the wrong position, so they can't get me. Alright, last attack. So if I don't take too much damage on this, I can just run through Reimu at the end. Obviously I don't want to go too soon, because being right next to where the cards are spawning would end poorly. Nice dodge. There we go. And that's that fight. Alright. Welcome to the Black Spike stage, because I don't really have a better name for it. This one's just straight up platforming, no real gimmicks on this. A couple of the screens do have some moving objects, as you'll see later, but otherwise this one's pretty much you take what you see, so it's not too bad. No fancy things to figure out, just get past the spikes. And don't skip the saves, that is very important. There we go. There are a couple of fast strats, but that's mostly just for cycles. So here you just don't want to reset, because then it means you can just carry on forwards. And then on the other one, if you save on the side, it ends pretty well. Which I'll show off when I get to that screen. Double jump, there we go. So yeah, you want to save on the far right here, and you just hold right. You can pretty much just go for it. Jump over you. Landing on the side of that block is surprisingly easy, I don't know why. But don't run off the side of the screen, that would be a bad idea. Okay, wait for the cycle. Going up. Reset on this because it means you can just hold left pretty much. There we go. So yeah, all the stages in this game are relatively short. And here's the final section, the platforming. With the best song, 4 minutes 33 seconds. I don't think there's any real song that could top that one, so yeah. I appreciate that he added it here. It's a real iconic moment. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, good choice. Quite enjoying this one, yeah. There, and now we go back the way we came in this screen. So, wonderful. Ah! Very. Normally you can full jump for that and just hold left. So, that's the first time I've actually missed that. So I guess you get to enjoy more of this. I'm sure none of you are disappointed in that. No, this is live, I'm talking as we go. I'd say it's going pretty well so far, this one. Ah, really? Now that one you can call a choke. That one was bad. This is generally an area that you first try. At least in terms of a speed run. Unless you somehow go slightly too close to a spike and spontaneously explode. Generally isn't good. So let's just play this a little safe. Instead of trying to do the fast strats. There we go. Hit that block so we can go backwards. Alright, play it safe here. Double jump instead of single jump. Ah, good. Congratulations, you got slightly further that time. Well done. There we go, make sure we don't fall off there, that one can be a problem. Thankfully on the way back, thank you Farah, thankfully on the way back, you do get some shortcuts here, so you don't have to go through absolutely everything again. There we go. And that's that stage. Welcome to Boss Rush. This is 6 bosses all in a row, fairly simple attacks. This guy's just shooting out blue squares and also squares that target at you. This one shoots out the rings and also something that's targeted at you. Dude, the song in this is so good. I honestly wish this boss rush lasted longer just so you could hear more of it. It's also kind of loud, so this is kind of what I meant when I was talking about audio balance issues. This guy is the one where you can try and do some fast strats. You can get those targeted troops out the way early. If you get them up top, you can actually shoot a little faster, but even still. It's kind of difficult, and it's not a major time save if you don't get it, but if you get it, so yeah. Alright, this one just shoots bullets that curve blue left and red right. Dude, this song is so good. And then we get an infinite jump section, where you can actually shoot the fairies. If you don't realise you can shoot the fairies, then you're going to have a bad time, because if they last long enough, then they're going to shoot giant red bullets on screen. And that is not good. I know one guy that was trying his very best to try to shoot the boss, and just dodge all the giant bullets. He did not get very far. And here's the final part, which is a bit of a combination of everything beforehand. So she'll actually fire the bosses that we just killed at you. And whenever they touch a wall or the floor, they'll do something. So she'll just shake the screen, one of them spawns blue squares. This one shoots a fairy which you can kill, except she's really high in the air, thank you for that. There we go. And so on and so forth. Oh yeah, for anyone wondering about the name, I want to afflict the mashikaku. Apparently mashikaku translates to like blue square. So, there you go. There's where the title comes in. And one last hit. Oh, now one last hit. Looks a bit hard. Alright. And now for the final boss. This guy's a little creepy looking. He's something. There are two parts to this boss. The first part is an avoidance with 3 health, and the second part is a part where you do damage and have 1 health, because, of course. But thankfully it auto-saves between the two, so it's not too bad. This drawing is something. Jeez. Thankfully there is an awful lot of pattern in this avoidance, so we're just going to stand still for the most of this first attack. We have to jump once. Here. Alright, cool, hands off the keyboard. I don't have to do anything for a bit. Ugh. It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. The game isn't on speedrun.com because we only have, well, I'm the only guy with a recorded time. The other 2 people that did runs of this forgot to make highlights of it, so they couldn't submit it. Right, down there, that should be good. And now we just stay still again, because patterns. It's pretty good, yeah. The first time everyone does the stars, they always try to dodge them, myself included. But it turns out you can just stand still and let them avoid you, so... Dude, yeah, the end to this game was really cool, in my opinion. Alright, and this section, normally when you're playing this for the first time, you want to stand in the middle, just because there's something that spawns on the left-hand side, and you don't want to be near things that spawn bullets, you know? Doesn't matter what game it is, there's kind of a universal rule. But it turns out, because of how the pattern works, you can pretty much just stay in the corner for most of this. And it works out perfectly fine. Ta-da! Alright, we go to the middle for the last arrow. And then the only random section in this save, in this part. The fruit just kind of spawned randomly and hidden by the boss. Just a little annoying, but if you've got some health left over, it's not too bad. Just gotta make sure you're paying attention. Cool. And that's part 1 down. Now we get to part 2. He has certain attacks that he'll just spawn after a set amount of time. It randomly chooses between the attack, and it will spawn a blue circle with what I assume is a leaf inside of it, which starts going in one of the 4 directions. Nice. It hit a bullet. Ah, whatever. So the blue orb goes to top left, top right, bottom left, or bottom right. Yeah. You shoot it, and it spawns a really slow-moving bullet to try to hurt the boss. And in this first phase, he has 9 hits. Why it's 9, I don't know, but there you go. Ah, the yellow attack's by far the hardest one. Just because trying to shoot the blue orb while dodging yellow is pretty difficult. Ah, they were too late. Fair enough. But yeah, pretty much every part of this phase after this first one, he has 10 health, 10 hits. Nice. It's just this first one's 9 for whatever reason. If you get lucky on this, you can actually do 3 damage with the orb. But it's very difficult to get, because the orb has to be really close to the boss when you hit it. So yeah, everything from here on in is 10 hits. If I die, then I'll go back to that blue orb section, with it bouncing around the screen. Yeah, part 2, spawn star from above me, then part 3, it will spawn rings from the middle. And if you're a little slow on damage, you'll actually have to deal with 3 rings, but normally you only have to deal with 2. Oh yeah, the developer of this game definitely beat himself. There's actually a harder version of this game. He made 2 EXEs. One like this, and then one with a couple of changes. Ooh. RNG can be rough sometimes, huh? There we go. Final section. Infinite jump, just spam shoot the boss. After 10 health, some arrows will spawn from the bottom. After another 20 hits, it will spawn some randomly spawning bullets. And another 20 hits, we get to the final section of this boss. With an avoidance timer. And time will be up when the avoidance timer hits 0. But don't do it immediately after it goes to 1 because you'll see why. I'll call time still. There we go. Yeah, just gotta pay a bit of attention on this as well. Because you really don't want to mess up the last section of this. Hey, avoidance timer. So yeah, now you just focus on dodging. We hear a very recognisable sound for bullet hell enthusiasts in about 10 seconds. Now just gotta make sure you don't touch the bullets or the boss. Obviously that ends badly. 4, 3. Do not adjust your sets. The lag is on the game's end. 1. And time. And now floor spawn to the end after you're done. That is actually the end. Not another fake credits. Genuinely GG. There are 2 versions of this game. There's this one, and then there's a separate EXE, which is called Hard Mode. But for the most part, it's more of a reasonable game for most people to play, I'd say. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. Wow, that was pretty fast. 38 in game? Is that a PB? What time did I get? My personal best is like 40... That's actually a PB! Nice! PB world record. My personal best beforehand was 41:41, so... Sweet! Didn't expect to beat that anytime soon. There you go, so yeah, this is the actual credits of that time. Damn, no wonder I was really good. Look easy, that was really good. Wasn't expecting that at all. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. If you are interested in this and want to find out more about what these games are like and ones that you can play, here is a link. I am hoping people can crash the website, that would be pretty good to see. fangam.es/intro. You can find out more about these games there, or just feel free to ask me anything about I Wanna Be The Guy fan games whenever I'm streaming. More than happy to answer. Yeah, that's actually world record. I had world record previously with a time of 41:41, so cool. And I did hear we were behind on time, so feel free to cut me off whenever, because it just ends credits. Unfortunately, if we do get cut off, it means we missed the special thanks to Windows 8.1. Because that's the thing. I still don't know why that's the thing. Dude, that's fun. I love that one. Game's good. I don't really have anything else to say, so yeah, we're just letting the credits run through here. Pretty much just goes through all the stages, all the bosses, the guys that test played this game, and special thanks to some people that I don't recognise because it's Japanese. This game was made by a Japanese maker. Hence some of the Toho stuff, I imagine. Alright, apparently we're gonna let the credits play through. So, yeah. It's a pretty long section. It just ends with a thank you for playing screen and auto-saves you there. But you've actually got to wait for the whole credits for the title screen to update and say that the game is clear as well. So while I'll probably do that to just keep the timer and stuff, I understand the rest doesn't. Why is there special thanks to Windows 8.1? Thanks, Windows! We're glad to have your help. I don't get why it's there. Oh dear. It's just... Sure, yeah. Windows 8.1 really helped me out with making this game. Thank you all for that. Okay. And thanks to you for playing. Yay. Windows 8.1. I do find it funny that you is the only word in English out of most of the special thanks. Like there's a bunch of Japanese names and then just you. Not you in Japanese, just you. Sure. And then that's the end of the credits. Takes you to a pretty empty thanks for playing screen and then you're done. GG. Hope you enjoyed.